back to my channel. My name is Tiara, and today I want to share with you how I was able to raise my credit literally 100 points in less than a week. This is not by any means any sort of clickbait or and I'm also not by any chance a credit professional. But with me going through the home buying process for the first time, I understand the whole credit situation can be a little bit daunting, and you can feel like, oh my gosh, maybe this is something that is going to be a hurdle for me. Because I did experience that. But I'm here to tell you that it's not as daunting as it seems, and it's very doable. So just a little bit of background about my credit. I've pretty much always had really good credit. But I would say after I had my son, I started having some issues because at that time I actually had two insurances, and I'm thinking, oh, everything's okay. I don't have to worry about insurance. If one insurance doesn't cover it, then the other one will, which is normally how I've always been able to get around situations because at that time, I was 20, I was right at 25, and that's when Obama said, okay, you can stay on your parents' insurance until 25. So I was on my dad's insurance as well as my stepfather. And I've always been for years. It's just pretty much a blessing to have access on both ends. So when I had my son, I ended up having to have a C-section, and that's pretty much where there was just a bunch of confusion with the insurances. So technically, after calling, they pretty much presented to me a bill of 2,000 and something. They were saying that because actually Kaiser, they had paid everything, which they were supposed to. And then all of a sudden they withdrew some money from my account, and it made me have a balance. And they were saying they found out about my other insurance. The other insurance is supposed to cover it. It was just a back and forth nightmare. And so I was just going back and forth on the phone with the representative. They were supposed to be calling the insurance company. It was just a whole thing. But basically, once I ended up moving to China and traveling around, I was unable to keep up with that situation. I thought it was handled, and I thought it was settled to where they were able to get the money back from the Kaiser insurance. So apparently they have a rule where whoever's older, that insurance takes precedence over the other. So since my stepfather is older than my dad, his insurance is supposed to be the primary, and then my dad's supposed to be the secondary. So with that whole story, it affected my credit because it ended up putting the account into collection. And I was very nervous about trying to get through the process and get around this big, burden that's holding my credit down. So basically, when I found the neighborhood that I absolutely loved, it was at the time D.R. Horton, and they have preferred lender, which is a part of their company, DHI Mortgage. And so I went ahead and got pre-approved with them, I was trying to, but they recommended me to go through their free credit program to boost your credit. It's absolutely free. As long as you're trying to apply or acquire a mortgage with them, they will let you go through this program. So basically, they ran my credit. They gave me an entire report, and the girl said, pay off this amount for these two cards. And then she said for that medical debt that I owed, she had me call them, and then I had to pretty much come up with a settlement amount. So I was able to settle it out for $800, or it was well below what I owed. They agreed to the terms, And then I had to get a like a cancellation letter. I had to confirm that they would cancel the debt off of my credit. I had to get a actual letter from them, send it over to the person that was doing my credit repair. But honestly, not saying that you need a credit repair service. What's most important is if you take that letter saying that they have canceled your debt and they're going to erase it off of your credit report, you take that and you email it or you fax it over directly to the credit bureaus. And so I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's going to take a whole month. This is going to delay the process. I was just having all these thoughts going on in my head. Tell me why. I would say literally, it was mind blowing for me because I was like, is this credit thing a scam? That next week, by that Friday, that Thursday or that Friday, the girl sent me an email saying, "Congratulations, Sierra, your credit has gone up." My credit literally went up 100 points like that. And from there, I was clear, and I was able to just continue on with the credit process. So, everything that I learned, what I mainly learned from that whole ordeal is, don't stress out about, your whole credit situation, especially if it's really not that bad. If you owe on a couple cards, maybe like when you get your tax returns, or kind of like what I did, I just paid them off. I paid off 2, and then I left a really low balance on the 3rd one. Then I called the company to settle the debt for the medical bills, and the first offer that they gave me, I said no. Then the second offer, I said no, that's too high. She said, "Okay, well, what can you pay?" I said, "This is what I can pay." She said, "Okay," because they can go lower, 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 lower. Like, they bought that debt, so they want to just get rid of it. And any money that they can make is the money that they're going to take. So don't be afraid to tell them exactly what you want to pay. Don't be afraid to tell them, because at the end of the day, you want to try to keep as much money in your pocket as possible, which is what I was able to do. And then, I was also considering like, oh, I'm going to have a down payment and this and that. So after that, I didn't have to worry anymore about my credit. My credit was fine. As long as I didn't go and get more credit lines, I was good and I was clear to go. So yeah, that's my story. If you have any questions, feel free to don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. And, I'm just here to give you guys my experience. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.